In the headlines, bandits kill passenger on KADUNA-ZARIA highway as 20 villagers are abducted in Sokoto. Mother of Governor Yahaya, Bello's chief of staff, abducted in KOGI state. House of Representatives begin public hearing on Finance Bill 2021 amid fears of imposition of more taxes on Nigerians. And on the foreign scene, Indonesians flee homes after a magnitude 7.3 earthquake prompts tsunami warning. Welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am ZAINAB. Welcome to the news. Now, at least one person is reported dead while dozens of travelers blocked the KADUNA-ZARIA highway. Reports say the incident happened around Mawe village, also known as Gunmen, on Monday night, killing one Sani Dogara heading for Kaduna from Zaria. According to reports, several motorists alighting from their vehicles in confusion and ran on foot into bushes. The scene of the incident is about 15 kilometers from Zaria. Now, at least 20 villagers have been abducted by bandits in Wurno local government area of Sokoto state. Reports say the bandits carried out simultaneous attacks on Sunday night in Kwashari and Chacho villages. The coordinator of rights group, Rundunar Adalci Bashar Guyawa, who confirmed the incident, said while the bandits were attacking Kwasari, another set of bandits were attacking Chacho. The bandits recently burnt down a bus and several travelers during an attack. Wurno is one of the local government areas in Sokoto East where the activities of bandits have been on the rise. The area has witnessed kidnapping, killing and burning of houses and shops. Reports say about 31 people were abducted between Saturday and Sunday nights in 4 villages in Wurno local government area. Mother of Asuku, the chief of staff to Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, Saria Raji, has been abducted. Reports say the gunmen invaded her residence in Adavi local government area of the state on Monday night and whisked her away after she observed her evening prayer in a mosque. According to reports, the abductors, about 6 in number, wore masks to conceal their identities and entered her house through the mosque and whisked her away to an unknown location. Meanwhile, the gunmen are yet to make contact with the family since the incident, which happened a few weeks after Kogi State Commissioner for Environment Adiwali Omofaye escaped being kidnapped. Elsewhere, Governor Tambuwal of Sokoto State has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to declare a full-scale state of emergency in all areas where criminals so determined are domiciled. Tambuwal, who met with President Buhari at the presidential villa Monday evening, said this will enable the armed forces to carry out their operations without let or hindrance in all enclaves affected by the declaration. Governor Tambuwal also called on the president to give premium to the deployment of more manpower to all beleaguered areas, just as he advocated for the procurement of sophisticated equipment, particularly modern technology. He also appealed to the president to consider popular opinions suggesting the recall of retired personnel for engagement in the war against terrorists and the recruitment of more personnel in all the security services. A federal high court sitting in Abuja on Monday has refused to grant an injunctive order against the federal government over the bid to deduct $418 million from the allocations of the 36 states government to fund their contractual obligations in the Paris Club refund. The trial judge, Justice Inyange, declined to grant the application for injunctive order made by 36 state governors to stop the federal government from proceeding with further deductions of their money from the federation account. Trust TV's Aisha Saliu reports.
Club refund case between the federal government and state governors over the controversial payment of $418 million to consultants on December 13. The trial judge, Inyankekwo, was presented with all interlocutory applications which invalidated the preceding interim order. The counsels for the defendants and the plaintiffs, however, share their opinions.
Well, what happened in court is that we moved, the plaintiff moved an application seeking injunction to restrain federal government and other defendants from deducting from Federation FAC allocation of the states to fund the promissory note issued by the federal government to judgment creditors. And the court said, well, that the jurisdiction of the court is challenged. And where a jurisdiction of court is challenged, that is a threshold issue that must be considered first before any other issue is taken. Upon that basis, the court refused the application for injunction and granted accelerated hearing of the preliminary objection and the substantive matter, which has been fixed for 21st of this month for argument.
The real issue in this matter is not about deduction. It's about court giving judgment some 3-4 years ago to the knowledge of the state governors. It's about the state governors endorsing those judgments and agree on terms of execution. It's about the federal government on the basis of the judgment, including orders of mandamus, directing or issuing promissory note, which is money in all instances, to the judgment creditors. So whether there is deduction or not, it has nothing to do with the promissory note. The plaintiffs in this case made it categorically clear to the court that they are not opposed to the issuance of the promissory note. And so the process of deducting, claiming and counterclaiming between federal government and the state government is no business of the judgment creditors. That's the position.
The court, in its wisdom, had consolidated the challenge to jurisdiction and the substantive originating summons to be heard together. And by that, the rest in this matter is still pending before the court. And every party, every Nigerian, every citizen of this country must defer to the jurisdiction of the court once a matter is pending before them. It is only for the avoidance of parties who could be lawless, who will want to take things, arrogate things by their own power, that you will even find party court making injunctive orders. Once the matter is before the court is seized of all the matter and every issue pending in that suit.
After March deliberations by representatives of all parties involved, Justice IKECHUKWU of the Federal High Court adjourned the case for further hearing, slated for December 21, 2021.
Still ahead, the Kaduna City Interchange Road project is progressing steadily. Though the project has halted business activities around the project site, the affected shop owners are hopeful that the project will be completed within the stipulated period. Ahmedi has more.
This is Kaduna City Interchange Road project, which links Kofar Kaura with Kofar Kwaya, all in Kaduna metropolis. Over 5 billion naira was earmarked for this interchange road project. And already, according to Governor Bello of Kaduna State, over 70% have been paid to the construction firm for the construction of this road. And the duration for the project is 12 months. Of course, this road is going to ease transportation difficulties to commuters here in Kaduna metropolis. And I spoke with some of the shop owners around, because this place was a beehive of activities before the commencement of the road project. And they expressed some of the difficulties they're experiencing as a result of this construction work.
The customers are not coming, so the road affected our business, but we know that when they finish the road, our business will continue again.
Even if they must construct these roads, at least like those people who have shops and business around this area, they need to have considered us too. Because you just can't just block all the roads all at the same time. Block the market for us. We don't have this. We don't have any form of business now.
This work, Gaskia, we are suffering from it because a lot of customers cannot come to this area. You can open your shop since in the morning up to the night. You have no any customer that come because of there is no road.
According to the shop owners, they're experiencing some little difficulties here and there because the road project has affected some of their businesses. But they believe it is going to be something that is temporary, and of course, in the next couple of months, they are going to continue with their normal businesses. From Katsina, Abdullahi Ismail reporting for Trust Television News.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up, how blacksmithing creates fortune in Gombe. Details of that story after the break. Do stay.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, it is Trust TV News Update. Our top stories. At least one person is reported dead while dozens of travelers abducted when bandits blocked the KADUNA-ZARIA highway. And mother of Abdul Karim Jami Asuku, the Chief of Staff to Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State, Saria Raji, has been abducted. Still ahead, Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 385 cases have been reported across the country. The agency, in its update for Monday, said the fresh infections were reported in 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Including backlog of cases and recoveries, the NCDC data show that over 2,000 people were discharged while 2 persons died of COVID complications. Nigeria now has over 200,000 confirmed cases, over 200,000 recoveries, and over 2,000 fatalities. Meanwhile, South Korea plans to launch a project to use artificial intelligence and thousands of closed-circuit video cameras to track the movement of people infected with COVID-19. The project is set to become operational in January 2022, and the system is supposed to use AI algorithms and facial recognition technology to analyze footage from more than 10,000 security cameras and track an infected person's movements, including anyone they had close contact with and if they were wearing a mask. Following the expiration of 1 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines, the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 has announced that the country would no longer accept vaccines with short shelf life as it mounts undue pressure on health workers to administer them. The Executive Secretary of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, said this in Abuja at an emergency media briefing committee on COVID-19.
As of today, the 13th day of December 2021, 7,894,068 eligible persons have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in Nigeria. This represents 7.1% of the eligible population required to be vaccinated. The total of the fully vaccinated eligible people in Nigeria is 3,969,325, representing 3.6% of the eligible population. I'm also happy to report that 496 persons have so far received their booster doses. In Nigeria, this increased number of cases is due to the fact that most of our eligible population have not presented themselves for vaccination. With increasing travels and interactions these ember months, the virus is still thriving and spreading within the communities because of our eligible population. The Presidential Steering Committee has also stated that Nigeria will no longer accept vaccines with short shelf life, as they not only exert undue pressure on both the health system, but also on the people. Due to vaccine scarcity in the past, we had previously been accepting vaccines with short shelf lives from international donors in order for us to quickly use and provide some level of protection against the disease. We are aware that fake PCR tests and vaccination cards are now a global phenomenon. We have therefore strengthened the card validation process on our AHMED platform to further guard against vaccination card forgery.
Reactions have continued to trail the ban of Nigerians and travelers from Africa to Asia, Europe and America due to the COVID-19 variant. Countries like United Kingdom, Canada and Saudi Arabia had earlier banned Nigerians, the move which has affected the intending pilgrims for Lesser Hajj. However, the frosty diplomatic relations between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates over travel restrictions continue to escalate. The UAE authorities on Monday directed airlines not to fly any passenger with Nigerians' international passport into its airports. Now, aviation expert KOGI said Nigeria or Africa should be the one imposing travel restrictions and not the other way around. He spoke on Trust TV breakfast program Daybreak.
It's more of air politics than issue of the coronavirus pandemic. For instance, WHO made it clear to the world that 46% of the cases you find in Africa, the whole of Africa, not just about Nigeria, and then the open 54% reside in Europe, America, and Asia. Now, where's the moral grounds for anyone to point finger at any nation within Africa to say, I won't let you in, because when in reality, these other areas have more cases and have more deaths than we do have here. So if there's anybody that should reject anyone, we should be the one rejecting people, not people rejecting us.
Nigeria's Senate President AHMED says accountability is the hallmark of effective democratic governance, underscoring the imperative of executive-legislature collaboration. Law made the observation while presenting a maiden lecture at the Distinguished Parliamentarians Lecture Series organized by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies in Abuja. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
The forum presented an opportunity for the Senate President and Chairman of the National Assembly, AHMED as a guest lecturer to project the mandate, clears misconceptions and presents a scorecard of the 9th legislature widely regarded as rubber stamp, parasitic, corrupt and unproductive.
The total salary of a member of the Senate is about 1.5 million naira, and that of House of Representatives is about 1.3 million naira. The quarterly office running cost for legislators is what is erroneously conflated with a monthly income to create confusion and mislead the Nigerian public.
As he compares notes with contemporary and developed legislative branches globally, the Senate President identifies the fault lines and proposes solutions for a collaborative governance that will deliver the goods to the people.
Corruption in any arm of government is not acceptable and must be condemned. However, to single out one arm of government without any hard evidence is to undermine the authority of that institution. As we are all aware, corruption in Nigeria is a very complex issue and is enabled by actors both in government and the private sectors.
The presentation generated reactions from other critical stakeholders in the Nigerian project.
Today's quite elucidating presentation by the Senate President has brought these things to the fore.
What I aim as a legislator, what I spend, what I'm expected to do. And for me, the issue of, declare your salary, declare what you have, declare what you earn, I think is being put to rest.
This is the first time we hear officially how much National Assembly members earn. And when they explain what this represents, nobody is good conscience today can come out and say the National Assembly member is overpaid.
Nigeria is currently grappling with the challenge of maintaining a bicameral legislature with a budget hovering around 150 billion naira annually in a representative democracy struggling to meet huge cost of governance in the face of declining revenue generation. Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
House of Representatives Committee on Finance has on Monday commenced public hearing on the 2021 financial bill following its transmission to the House by President Muhammadu Buhari last week. The bill, according to the House, is geared towards assisting the economy to find its feet, which is why the President transmits it to both chambers along with the yearly budget. The report.
Chairman of the committee, James FALEKE, while welcoming stakeholders, assured that their contributions to the finance bill is important for the success of the 2022 budget implementation. He said the finance bill comes with the yearly budget to enable a full and comprehensive execution to meet the aspirations of both government, the citizens, and the economy in general.
We are here once again to deliberate on the new finance bill that will assist the 2022 budget, and hopefully that as stakeholders who are all gathered, you all have privilege of this bill, which has been made public for our inputs. Today is a day that we expect that you submit all those details to us, defend it, areas where you think that the legislature should look into. We'll be privileged to hear from you before making the law, before presenting this bill on the floor and passing it as a law.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, who was represented by the Minority Leader NDUDI ELUMELU, commended the painstakingly input by the Ministry of Finance in putting together a broad-minded reforms that will enhance transparency and accountability. He said this will further block wastages in the system, create employment, and reduce borrowing by government in executing further budgets, amongst others.
Essentially, the 2021 Finance Bill seeks to introduce strategic and broad-minded positive reforms that will engender best practice, statutorily check borrowing by local, state, and federal government, enhance transparency and accountability in the administration in various strata of tax and public revenue generation, while at the same time guaranteeing the interests of the investing public and businesses.
The Minister of Finance, ZAINAB AHMED, in a submission says the bill was drafted with inputs from relevant government agencies, including the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Debt Management Office. She said it was done in line with global best practice with intention to increase revenue and reposition SMEs with several reforms to boost the economy.
Streamlining some provisions relating to agricultural equipment and also providing additional relief, exempting minimum wage earners from paying personal income tax. And the third broad area is tax fiscal responsibility and public procurement. So the Finance Act 2020 amended key tax legislations to enhance implementation of tax reforms and also amended some provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. That was where you made the provision that pegged revenue to expenditure ratio of government-owned enterprises to 50-50, and we've seen significant increase in revenue, non-oil revenue, because of that provision.
The finance bill is expected to guide the implementation and execution of the 2022 budget.
Now, a step further away from governance, blacksmith work is one of the historic trades in the world that has been in existence for centuries. In Gombe State, Makera is a modern blacksmith hotspot that has been harboring a large number of people working to fend for themselves. Now, Ibrahim visits the area and files in this report.
This is Usman Muhammad, a blacksmith who has been in the business for over 20 years. He started learning the job since he was a teenager.
Zan ƙarisa hada bakin nan
sannan shi wannan kuma yadda na rarra shi din nan ga asali yadda yake.
He now runs a workshop at the popular Makera area in Gombe main market and specializes in manufacturing plow and other farm tools.
Mukan samu kwangila la'alla daga Bauchi, a'a daga Adamawa, daga Taraba ya makamantansu. A Gomben kansa a baya lokacin gwamna Hassan Dan Umbo ai an kawo kwangilan garama ne nan da yawa ba kaɗan ba. Duk da ma yanzu mu bi da tsammani ba, mun san cewa mai girma gwamna Alhaji Muhammadu Inuwaya idan ya waiwato wannan layi din zai yi.
According to Usman, they have been contributing immensely in addressing unemployment in Gombe State.
Gaskiya muna da mutane ya kai guda 3,000 da wani abu a makera tsakanin masu gidaje da yara. Akwai wanda kuma sun fita ma suna waje, wanda arzikinsu ya fi karfin layin sun fita sun koma gefe-gefe haka da sauransu. Tun da wani ya shago ɗaya zaka samu mai gida da mutane sun kai 20, 25, 30. Wani zaka samu 15, wani zaka samu 10, wani zaka kai shago mai karamin karfi ne zaka samu mutum ɗaya da mutum 5. Allah na kai shekara 9 bana da samu yancin kaina. A yanzu kuma na cimma nasarori mabambanta. Tun yanzu ina da yara akalla yara sun ga 4 a ƙarshe na. Kuma kowannen su alhamdulillah duk inda yaje zai yi aiki kamar yadda aka koya masa a nan wuri. Kuma an je samu ci gaba, an yi iyali.
This young man is one of those working here to be self-reliant.
Kuma sana'a ce ta mahaifina, ni ma kaman gada ne wannan sana'a. Gaskiya na tallafa min sosai don a ciki nake yin wasu harkokina da nake yi. Nake wani ina bukatan kuɗi dai, yana tallafa min sosai dai a take.
However, these hard-working Nigerians face a great challenge that requires intervention of government at all levels.
Akallan za a yi wannan abun guda 10 ini daya, to a rana ce za a samu guda 100 in an samu mashin wanda zai dinga taimakawa zai taimaka mana wurin sarrafa al'amura. Akwai mashin wanda ake yankawa, inda za ka yi minti 30 ne yanzu zai yanka ma minti 5. To kaga an samu ci gaba. To akwai mashin da zai yanka maka a minti 1 zuwa 2 wanda kuma karfin bai kai wannan mashin din ba. To kaga shi ma idan na samu irin wannan mashin din muna bukata.
These local manufacturers see what they do as a modern blacksmith that requires the use of advanced technology for effective service delivery. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail for Trust TV.
And on the foreign scene, U.S. Geological Survey says a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck eastern Indonesia on Tuesday, with monitors briefly warning of the possibility of a hazardous tsunami waves. The epicenter is north of the island of Flores in Indonesia's East Nusa Tenggara province, where the quake sparked terror. Indonesia's Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysical Agency reported the magnitude 7.4 earthquake and warned of a potential tsunami. There are no significant damage or deaths reported from the areas where the quake was felt, even as authorities urged caution. And that's it on News Update. For more news, follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm ZAINAB. Thanks for your time and company.